What's up, guys? It's Ryantium here, and today, well, it's not a regular video right here, but the rest of the video we'll play later in this video. So if you don't want to see this, skip to this time code right here, but I will advise, if you're a longtime watcher of my channel, or you're someone new, do please check this out, because it has to do with the channel, what's going on with it, and kind of a personal thing in my life. So with that being said, this is kind of the update that I wanted you guys to know. So for those of you, some of you saw the YouTube community page post, they saw the Discord, the Twitter post, anything like that. It said something about an urgent message and an update, for the channel and all sorts of that stuff. Well, I'm delighted to say that, very, very soon, in fact, at the end of this week, I will be making a very big step in my life, and it has to do with my significant other, my girlfriend, which a lot of you have already, had the pleasure of meeting through chat, through live streams, anything like that, Discord, Twitter. She's on basically all of my mediums, and she's been a wonderful, addition to myself, my well-being, and my mental health. But we've hit a little bit of an impasse as far as the distance between us goes with our relationship and the long distance that we are facing. Unfortunately, because she lives in Sweden and I live in America, it's a little difficult and a lot of strain on our hearts. And so I guess what I'm trying to get at by beating around the bush is I'm deciding to take the big jump across the pond to the good old country of Sweden, and that is going to be a very scary but amazing time for me as well as my girlfriend. Now, I'm sure a lot of you might be thinking, didn't you just meet this girl? No, I promise you that. There's been a lot going on in the background that you haven't been privy to, which is why I feel the way I do and why I feel so confidently about this move. Now, where does the channel stand with this? Because enough of the lovey-dovey stuff, let's get into the meat and potatoes. I'm hungry. Where does the channel go from here? Well, honestly, this week is going to be the last week I can make videos. Not by my choice, but by, I would say, the grace of the Postal Service. Now, what I mean by that is I intend on continuing YouTube in Sweden with my girlfriend, and the reason being is because I've come so far, I never want to get this up with this. I never want this to change me, and I never want this to come in between me. So here's what my plan is. As of right now, this week, and ending on Friday, it will be the only videos that I will post. And then there's going to be a short hiatus where I won't be able to live stream on YouTube, I won't be able to have any videos, but I'm not planning to disappear completely. I know I probably should, to maybe, reset the batteries a little bit, recharge the batteries, everything like that, but I'm planning on streaming every now and again. It might not be a schedule, so I apologize about that, but I'm planning on trying to stream with Chloe on Mixer. So for those of you wanting to, stay up to date, be sure to follow the social medias that are down in the description. I can't stress that enough. I'll put up a picture, right here so you can see just how much stuff you can follow me on, but that's the gist of the update, guys. I know it's a little bit of, I should say it's a lot of information, but those of you that have been following me for a while, you may have seen this coming. I'm not sure if you have. I know a lot of you are pretty damn smart. But this is a part of my life that I want to share with you guys, and I want to continue to get better on YouTube and to go further and further and further. That may mean some changes are coming down the pathway for my mental health, my regular health, and everything else. So I hope you guys are, okay with that. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work for me, it's not going to work for you guys either. So I tried to keep this as short as possible. I know it added like 4 minutes to the entire video watch time, so bitch about me trying to get more ad revenue in the comments. Please do it. But guys, I love you so much, and enjoy the rest of the video. Thank you so much. What's up, guys? It's Ryantium here, and today we are back in Skyrim. That's right, you guys, and oh snap, is it going to be an awesome freaking day. So guys, welcome back, and happy Weapon Wednesday. So out of all the mods you voted on from last week's episode, this is the one that won. But don't forget that there won't be any voting required because of the announcement that was in the beginning of today's episode. So without further ado, let's actually get into this today. So BILLYRO's Weapons Chapter 4. Now I know it's interesting to start with a Chapter 4 rather than a Chapter 1, and I apologize about that, but it seems I couldn't find any of the other ones. Maybe I just wasn't looking in the right place, or I just stumbled across them and didn't realize it was them. But regardless, today we're going to be taking a look at Chapter 4 of the BILLYRO weapons packs and stuff like that. Now what this is is it includes a whole bunch of weapons, as well as the armor that I'm wearing right now. So the armor that I'm wearing right now is known as the Spell Sword Cuirass, a beautifully done custom armor that is kind of reminiscent of maybe a little bit of a blacksmithing outfit. That's kind of what it reminds me of, although I don't think a blacksmith would wear a full iron chest plate that wraps around his body. Perhaps maybe just the chainmail and the robe that you see, but it's a nicely done armor that is honestly high resolution, and the textures look really, really nice. But we're actually not going to focus on the armor today because there's, let's see, how many weapons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 weapons, and what's amazing about all of these weapons is, 1, they're not craftable, but 2, it's kind of like a scavenger hunt for them, whereas if you don't know where they're at and you just want to stumble across them, you may never stumble across them because some of them are hidden pretty well. But that's what we're going to take a look at today in today's mod showcase, is where each of the weapons is located. That way those of you that want them for your playthroughs, you can venture out into Skyrim and find them. So the Spell Sword Cuirass you craft at the forge. I figured I should just go ahead and get that over with right here. I would imagine you can temper it at the forge, as well as make it enchanted, which is always nice to see. But we're going to start with Mordant, I believe is the name of this weapon. Yes, Mordant. Now, those stats are not the correct ones. These are the correct stats. Mordant right there. So Mordant is up here northwest of the Aberration Stone. Aberration Stone being right here, and Mordant being right at my current location, right next to Elder Gleam Sanctuary and Bone Strewn Crest, with the closest hold being Windhelm. Now, we're not going to take a look at all the weapons until we have each of them in my inventory. That way, if anybody wants to, cut away from the showcase and just look at the weapons themselves, they can do that. But the next one that we need to find is actually close by at the bandit camp at Nilheim. Now, Nilheim is right here next to, it looks like, Darkwater Pass, Garman's Hall, as well as Iverstead, with the closest hold being Riften. Now, I'll meet you guys at the bandit camp at Nilheim. Alright, so here we are at the bandit camp in Nilheim, and what's wonderful about this is it's just laying out on the table right here. The sword, his name is Crag. I think this one is my favorite out of them all, although I think the Scottish Claymore is maybe a close second. But we're going to go ahead and take this bad boy right here, and I'll show you. We're standing here with the view of the tower right here, the wonderful little fire pit right here, and then just make sure you have this guy right here. Now, like I said, Nilheim, the bandit camp, located in this area, but the next one you kind of have to fight through to get it, and it's located at Arcwind Tower. Now, Arcwind Tower, I don't actually believe that was an actual building, but I could be wrong. But it's located next to Arcwind Point, of all places. Now, depending on how far you are in the storyline of Skyrim, you will either have a dragon near you because of Arcwind Point, or you won't. But do take in mind, or do keep in mind, that this place is overrun with Draugr, so be sure to have at least some weapon for you to come up here and take the Draugr out. That way you don't get yourself killed trying to find this sword. So here we are at Arcwind Tower. Now, Arcwind Tower, up here at the top, we have the Serenity. Now, the Serenity looks to be kind of like a nice little cutlass slash katana-esque blade. We'll take a look at it even better, in better detail here in a second. But Arcwind Tower is located right here, next to the Alchemist Shack, as well as Arcwind Point, Rift Imperial Camp, with the closest hold being either Riften or maybe Falkreath. I'd probably say Falkreath, but it's over here close to the throat of the world, so it's a little difficult to get to. It's quite snowy, too, so bring something warm. And then last but not least, we have the Scottish Claymore. Now, the Scottish Claymore is over here at the Broken Temple, next to Gukar's Monument, as well as Broken Fang Cave, Sleeping Tree Camp, and the Swindler's Den, with the closest hold probably being either Morthal, right here, or Markarth over here. But then again, Whiterun, actually. Either Whiterun or Morthal, you're probably pretty better off on. But we'll meet you over here at the Broken Temple. Alright, so here we are at the Broken Temple. Now, the Broken Temple, it took me a second, actually, I had to look it up on the internet, to find exactly where the hell the sword is at, because you'd think it'd be on the altar just chilling here, right? You know, out of all the things that we've found, they've just been laying on tables, but no, it's sticking out of the ground over here, and you can see that I missed it by a long shot, because it blended in with the frickin' stone that was right there. I even flew up to the top of the rock to see if there was anything, and there's a chest up there, but there was nothing up there. But let's go ahead and take take the Scottish Claymore right there, and now we can go ahead and take a proper look at each and every single one of the weapons that we have within this. So those of you not wanting to see them and wanting to see them for yourself, go ahead and click away now. But those of you just wanting to see the showcase, do please stay tuned, because we're going to take an in-depth look at each of these. Now, we have Crag. Let's go ahead and just drop these just like that. We have Crag, Mordant, Reala, Torque, Claymore, and the Serenity. Now, all of these weapons, let's see, two-handed, 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 two-handed. All of them are two-handed greatswords, which for me is perfect, because you know how much I love them. But we'll start off with the Claymore. Now, the Claymore in my hands, holy Jesus, this just feels so powerful. Look at it. It's a little thinner than a Scottish Claymore should be, shouldn't it be? I don't know, it looks way too thin to be called a Scottish Claymore, but who knows? I'm not a sword expert, don't claim to be one, but it just looks different from what I've seen in movies and YouTube videos, etc., etc. But the sword itself is beautifully done. In fact, we're going to get a little bit of a closer look right here. We're going to go and drop that beautiful blade on the ground, and not that one. Right here, we'll go ahead and come down right here and get a little bit of a closer look, and you can really start to see just how high res these textures are. I mean, look at the wrap, look at the braid and the leather on the freaking handle. That's incredible detail, especially on the Xbox. Now, I'm running this on the Xbox One X, so it could be getting a little bit more graphical power from that, but the blade is just incredibly detailed. There's really not a whole lot of, you know, just... what's the word I'm looking for? It fits. I mean, everything in the damn blade fits. Looks amazing, and I just can't get over how high resolution those textures are. That's incredible. Now, the statistics of this sword is 23 damage, 15 weight, and 500 value. Now, the next one we'll take a look at is Crag. Now, Crag, like I said before, is one of my favorite. I think it's my favorite, with the Claymore coming up second, just because of the uniquely shaped pommel. It almost reminds me of like an old-timey cross, except instead of the bottom being, you know, similar or the equal size of the other ones, it would be a little bit longer. But I think even still, it just reminds me of that. It's just a beautifully done blade. In fact, all of these blades, what's nice is they all come with their scabbard, you know, their sheath on your back, and it just fits so wonderfully into the lore of Skyrim. And all of these swords can almost be used as ceremonial swords, actually, because they're just so well done. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, and I know we're just dropping these beautiful swords on the ground. They deserve to be in, you know, showcases and stuff, but just look at the detail. As I get closer, you can just even see the grain in the metal, the nice black leather with the steel and the iron, and then the blade itself. It just shimmers like I can reach out and touch this damn thing. And the reason I put it up against this low-resolution texture behind is so that you can really see the detail that went into this blade. I mean, look at that. You can even just see the little black dots. You know, oh my god, that's incredible. Just amazingly high-resolution textures on all of these blades. Now we can go ahead and check out Mordant. Now Mordant is similar to Crag in its style and its shape, although Crag looks a little bit more ceremonial, with Mordant being a little bit more plain. Just kind of your run-of-the-mill greatsword. In fact, that's pretty much what it is. Kind of your just run-of-the-mill greatsword, kind of something that maybe just like the regular, what is it? The regular grunt would use out in the battlefield, you know? But it deserves the same look as all the other blades in this mod showcase. So let's check this out. Let's go and get a little bit closer, and yeah, it's got the nice rounded pommel, the lovely like leather handle right there, with a very pronounced freaking hilt right there. Looks like it just snaps right in here. The tang of the blade just kind of clicks right in there, and it's kind of cool. I like that. Just looks really, really nice, and I love the 3D kind of etching right there, and then, or the 3D shape, and then it just translates into the clean blade. Beautifully done. Nice point there at the end. And then last but not least, we also have the Serenity. Now the Serenity, like I said, kind of looked Cutlass-esque and almost Katana-esque, but it's kind of a mixture of both, if I can say that. But that's an interesting sheath. Do you see that? It's just kind of a... It's like a quarter. That's kind of cool. Although, this blade may have just taken my favorite spot. Holy shit, this looks beautiful. It's like a dark steel blade. Really, really nice to look at. And the best way we're going to look at it is if we drop this bad boy on the ground. And not like that. Where the hell did it go? It's right here. Yeah, that's another thing. Be careful if you're dropping these blades or doing anything where you could lose them, because there's only one of each. So make sure you don't lose them. This blade is going all over the place. But there it is. We can go ahead and pull it back up here. There we go. And perfect. So now we can get a little bit closer and take a look at this wonderfully wrapped red leather. It's got a uniquely shaped pommel as well, and it's flat. How interesting is that? kind of cool to see. I love the nice ornate handle and the crossguard right here. Very, very cool. And then the nice curved, like, almost cutlass scimitar-esque blade. Really, really nice. I think I misspoke when I said it was kind of like a katana. It's closer, I would say, to a scimitar, and kind of like a two-handed scimitar slash cutlass. Kind of cool to see. And I don't know, it just does something for me, you know? This blade, I think, just took the best one. So it goes, for me, the Serenity, Crag, Scottish Claymore, and then Mordant. And then, obviously, this nice... Oh, I'm in the ground. The nice Spell Sword Cuirass, which is very, very cool. But, guys, I did want to say one thing before we end off today's mod showcase. And, in fact, let's go up to the cheat room real quick, and we'll check something out. But the Spell Sword Cuirass levels with your character depending on what level you are. So from level 12 to 20 to 30 and 40, you'll get different statistics with the armor itself when you craft it in the forge, which is always nice to see, because then you can get even more stats out of these swords, or out of this cuirass. Each weapon can indeed be improved upon the grindstone. Let's see if they can be enchanted. I imagine they can. Yes, indeed they can. As well as the armor, just saw it in there. And then just to make sure, the armor is indeed temperable. So with that being said, you guys, I very much hope that you enjoyed today's mod showcase, and I will see you in the next video.